This is Men's College Soccer on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. We're in Blacksburg, Virginia at Thompson Field, where the Virginia Tech Hokies host the North Carolina State Wolfpack. It is great to have you with us for our match tonight. Tom Werme along with Richard Broad. And Richard, during the course of the week, we had a chance to chat with both of the coaches involved in our match tonight, and they put huge importance on this game between the Wolfpack and the Hokies.
Both these teams started very well, but they've struggled in the middle of the season. They feel this is the critical game to turn their season back on course.
These teams desperate for conference wins. What they don't want to have happen is to be in that play-in game to get into the ACC Championship Tournament, something that did happen to these teams last year.
With as competitive a conference as the ACC, you don't want to have to play that extra game. This match takes on added importance for that reason.
Couple of players to watch tonight. We'll start with NC State and Alex Martinez. He is one of the top scorers in the entire nation.
Transfer from High Point, leads the ACC in scoring, almost always draws more than one defender. He needs a lot of help from his teammates tonight.
For Virginia Tech, it's David Fiorello. He is a senior and a 3-year captain for the Hokies.
He's also played every minute of every game. Hard, tough, determined. They look to his intensity and leadership on a very young squad.
To get underway from Thompson Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, NC State, which comes in with a record of 7-6, yet to have a conference victory against Virginia Tech, 5-5-2 on the season. The head coach for NC State is Kelly Finley. He's in his second season, went 7-11-2 last year. 5 years previous to that, the head coach at Butler for Kelly Finley. Here is his starting lineup. Ott will be the keeper. Fabian Ott from Munster, Germany. And then you also have Colley, who has been inserted into the lineup. Sabarle Colley, the sophomore from Monrovia, Liberia. 17 shots on the season, and he's scored 4 goals as well. For Virginia Tech, the head coach is Michael Brizendine. And for Brizendine, this is his 3rd year as head coach. 5 years previous to that, the Virginia Tech top assistant coach, and he was an assistant on that 07 team that went to the NCAA tournament all the way to the semifinals. Here's the starting lineup for the Hokies. Kyle Renfro will be the keeper. 3 shutouts this year, Richard, and 54 saves. That's the best in the conference.
Mike Brizendine feels that Kyle Renfro has been their most valuable player in that goalkeeper position.
There you get a look at that series with NC State leading it. Virginia Tech with the advantage here in Blacksburg. They met twice last year. It was NC State winning in overtime during the course of the regular season. Then they played in the play-in game to get into the into the ACC tournament, and it was NC State winning that one as well. So we are underway here at Thompson Field. Virginia Tech looking for its first conference win as well. It is 0-3-1 in conference play so far, and as I mentioned, NC State is 0-4, 2-2 overall away from Raleigh for NC State.
It's a critical game, as we said, for both teams. They want to get that first conference win, puts them in a better position to avoid that play-in game into the ACC tournament.
Yeah, you're going to want to watch number 15 in red and white. That's Alex Martinez. He's a junior from Rock Hill, South Carolina. We talked about him in the open, and he does all kinds of great things for this NC State squad.
We can already see his instincts early in the game. Let's see if Renfro's ready. Test him from afar. It's not on the goal, but that's Alex Martinez's instinct to goal whenever there's an opportunity.
Kyle Renfro goes 6'1", 181. He's a junior from Forest, Virginia. Just underway here in the first half. ACC Soccer on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
I expect a physical match, and you see Maurice Stietzen already committing foul. Rugged defender from Germany, provides stability in that midfield for NC State.
Stietzen, one of the seniors on the NC State squad as well, wearing number 22 in white. Headed out of the box by the defense for NC State. Wolfpack tried to maintain control there almost by Stietzen, sent back in to Virginia Tech territory. So both the teams trying to get a rhythm here in the early going, Richard.
And it's interesting to see how Virginia Tech's getting control of that ball, working the ball around the back, looking for chances to probe before going straight forward.
For NC State, it is coming off a loss on Tuesday against Belmont from Nashville, Tennessee, 1-0. Last Friday, a loss against Duke, 1-0. They are 1-6 in their last 7 matches, so trying to turn a corner. This really a critical matchup for both of these teams as they play here on a Friday night in Blacksburg.
Well, their leading scorer is Alex Martinez, but it says something that he's a midfielder. They need more firepower from those front runners.
Martinez with his 8 goals, tops in the conference, and 21 points, also the best in the ACC. It is 4th nationally. That's the ranking for Martinez for NC State, wearing number 15. That'll be David Fiorello with the throw-in for the Hokies, senior from Elverson, Pennsylvania. Play on in front of that NC State cage, and now controlled by Virginia Tech. That ball will go back to the Hokies. Virginia Tech's record so far this season at Thompson Field, they are 3-2-1. They were on the road Tuesday at Longwood in Virginia, and that was a draw. No score, a scoreless draw in that one, although they outshot them 8-2.
Again, both these teams not only with similar records, but coming off disappointing midweek games, which they may have sort of taken the opposition for granted. A tie against Longwood is not good enough for Virginia Tech, just as a loss to Belmont is not representative of what NC State and Kelly Finley are shooting for.
The Hokies did post a win last Friday against New Jersey Institute of Technology. That was a 2-1 win. They are 2-2-1 in their last 5 matches. Sent in and headed out of there by NC State. That'll be a throw-in for the Hokies. Both of these teams youthful in their rosters, just one senior starter for each, the Hokies and the Wolfpack. That one played all the way back to the keeper.
North Carolina State having real trouble getting possession of the ball. They've hardly had any of it thus far.
Steaton and Fiorello representing the senior class in the starting lineup for their respective squads. Steal here for the Hokies. That is Laurentano. Try to play it up to his teammates, taken right back by the Wolfpack. Prater. Fiorello. Play it all the way across the pitch. Teams played in the regular season last year, mid-October, and that was the 2-1 overtime win for NC State. Head coach Kelly Finley. They had a great start with that 6-0 start, but as I mentioned, just 1-6 in their last 7 matches.
Part of that start was playing Maryland, which is the #1 team in the country, just an outstanding program, and they did very well in that game.
Could be a chance here for the Hokies as they work it in deep. North Carolina ranked right behind Maryland as the #2 team in the country and the defending national champions as they beat Charlotte in the finals last year of the College Cup.
It's indicative of the strength of the ACC, and next Friday is a great game in College Park, maybe the biggest game of the year. UNC coming up against Maryland. They may be 2-1 going into that match.
A couple of weeks ago, we saw North Carolina go on the road at Duke and win in overtime after trailing 1-0 in that match here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Some great soccer action during the fall here on the ACC network. Racing in, DePrima crossed it and it's sent out.
Good effort by Danny DePrima, the transfer from St. John's, played in Dave Mazur's program. You know he has an outstanding work ethic.
He's a junior from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. NC State is in the white. Virginia Tech in the maroon and orange. Fiorello defending. Now a double team. Continual scrap for the ball taken by the Wolfpack. This is Agnew. Some shifty moves. Pass intercepted. Hokies trying to work in transition. Taken back. Ingram made a nice play defensively. Colley wears number 20 again. He is in for the injured Nazmi Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi was the guy who scored those goals in both the regular season and play-in game to get the victory for NC State last year.
Colley's a different type of player than Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi is a guy that gives them more possession up top, more creativity. Had 2 sports hernias, was out for about 4 games. Came back this week, sprained his ankle. Now he's out for a couple more games, but hopefully they'll have him ready before the season ends. He's an important part of the Wolfpack attack.
He did come back to play in that game Tuesday against Belmont, but unable to go. That was a loss, 1-0 for NC State. Fought hard against Duke last Friday as well, but fell 1-0 in Raleigh.
First corner of the game could be an opportunity to test Fabianot in the North Carolina State goal.
It's going to be Ben Strong with the corner for Virginia Tech at this beautiful facility, Thompson Field here in Blacksburg. Strong sends it in, and it's headed out by the NC State defense. Here's a steal in deep, and again they get a piece of it. One more try, sails over the goal.
An effort by Daniel Laurentano, freshman from Thomasdale, one of the outstanding high school programs. Mark Fowler has done a great job with that program. They've turned out a lot of college players. Laurentano, one of the best to come out of Thomasdale. We look at the chance again. Prater comes forward, drives the ball in its deflection, and it comes out Laurentano. A little wild, needs to get that shot on the frame.
Laurentano has a couple of goals so far this season for 4 points. It'll be Ott to put it in play for NC State, headed right back. Pass up ahead. That is Ingram. His pass was deflected. Could not be saved on the end line by DeBose.
We get the second corner of the game back the other direction this time, testing Renfro in the Virginia Tech goal.
Banga McKinday will have the corner for NC State. McKinday has an assist to his credit this season, yet to score.
Left-footed player. He'll try to hit an in-swinging ball in toward the net.
Through the crease and out of bounds.
Tom, I want to go back to that point we're making about NC State earlier. They just had that great start. Then they played Maryland at home. Maryland comes in, highly ranked, preeminent team in the ACC, maybe in the country. It's just a great program, and they almost beat Maryland. They lost 3-2 against a tremendous squad. Sasha Zarowski, after the game, had nothing but praise for the job that Kelly Finley's doing in the atmosphere there in Raleigh. They've redone the stadium, and Kelly Finley feels he has a lot of support. And that was a pivotal game because after that game, they sort of lost some confidence, lost an edge. They're trying to find their way back with, again, a very young squad.
Yeah, that Maryland team is undefeated in conference play, 4-0. They are 10-0-1 on the season, 11 straight unbeaten for that Maryland team at the top of the standings, and North Carolina right behind them, 4-0-1 in conference play for the Tar Heels.
1 week from today in College Park may be the biggest game of the entire college season.
We got a big one on a Friday night here in Blacksburg. All bouncing around in front of that Wolfpack crease. Hokies trying to work it in deep. That'll go past the end line. And another corner upcoming for the Hokies. No score here in the first half. Second corner of the game for the Hokies. And headed out by NC State. Kept in by Fiorello. Still bouncing around. Chance to reset. Pompilio sent it all the way back. Ingram with the header for NC State.
Time you saw David Clements coming forward. He's the leading scorer for Virginia Tech coming out of the midfield, much as Martinez is the leading scorer for NC State coming out of their midfield. If Virginia Tech can involve Clements, he's a good passer as well as an effective threat to score himself.
.31:40 to go here in the first half from Blacksburg. NC State and Virginia Tech. ACC Soccer on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. These teams last met in Blacksburg way back in '09, so it's been a while. Virginia Tech came up with a 2-0 victory in that one, but they do trail the overall series, as we showed you. NC State with 13 victories against 5 defeats. There was 1 draw between the teams in their series history. Virginia Tech works it in. The pass just a bit too far. So back to the Wolfpack.
Like the possession that Virginia Tech has been able to establish, as they should at home, taking the game to the opposition, not letting them really get a good rhythm.
Sent back to Renfro, who promptly kicks it to the midfield area. Virginia Tech trying to work in a little transition here. NC State defensively, though, that'll go past the end line. We got another corner upcoming.
Interesting to note here, I don't know if they're going to switch back, but the 2 outside backs, Stewart and Prater, have switched sides. Prater is now on the right side, Stewart on the left. That was Prater playing that ball down that Pompilio ran on and forced the corner.
So Strong will kick it for the Hokies.
A very accurate server of the ball, good technician.
Immediately sent out by the Wolfpack. Virginia Tech with control. Right back in. Ott saved it on the end line. It's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in.
Great effort by Fabian Ott to knock that ball wide so it's a throw-in rather than a corner. May not matter if Stewart can throw this a long way.
Sent ahead by Colley. Slight collision there. It's going to be NC State for the throw-in.
As we mentioned, Tom, they've switched the 2 outside backs, Virginia Tech, and it maybe they want Prater going up against Phil Carman, who's a very good 1v1 attacking player for NC State.
Carman wears number 27. This is going to be Ingram trying to work it in. Sent it to the middle. NC State looking for a scoring opportunity here as they work it all the way around and send it right back in toward the middle, but sent out by that Virginia Tech defense. DePrima dropped it in, trying to beat that back line toward the end line. Fight for the ball won by the Pack. And now it's out of bounds. It looks like we might get another corner for NC State. You can see how the Wolfpack, pretty good in points and goals. Unable, though, to score in their earlier week match on Tuesday against Belmont, beaten 1-0. This sent in. Renfro may have gotten a piece of that. This is going to be Ingram. He'll try to send it to the far post, and it's Renfro comes out with a double pump, but he bangs it out of there.
That's some excellent goalkeeping that time by Kyle Renfro. Mike Brizendine has talked about the fine season he had. You saw excellent goalkeeping, unable to catch either ball in a crowd, knocks it away, good technique, gets it high, long, and wide. That's the way you play the goal.
He's adding to that save total, which is already the best in the conference for Kyle Renfro.
Now that may be a good thing or a bad thing. If you've got lead, that your goalkeeper leads the conference in saves, that means the other team's had far too many shots.
Ott will gobble that one up for NC State. Again, both of the teams searching for that first conference victory. And when we spoke with the coaches during the course of the week, they were both very anxious to start this match and get it going and try to get some conference momentum. ACC fans, get the video you want the way you want it. Remember to subscribe to the ACC Digital Network channel on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/ACC Digital Network and click subscribe. We are on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Men's soccer in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And a big match for both of these teams, again seeking that first conference win. Almost a situation where your season gain some much needed momentum. If you can knock off the opposition tonight and get that first conference win and just get over the hump, Richard.
Well, it's real important. There's no easy games in the ACC. Arguably the strongest conference in the country, as it's been for many, many years.
The ACC sending 6 teams to that NCAA tournament in the 48-team field last year, including the eventual champions from North Carolina, along with Maryland, Virginia, Wake, Boston College, and Duke.
See the Tech has flipped those defenders back. Stewart out on the right-hand side, Prater on the left. The captain, very rugged defender. He can get forward and get crosses with his left foot.
This is Clemens, sent it forward. Fight in the corner. That'll be a throw-in for Virginia Tech.
Great work there by Ben Strong, who came all the way from the other side to pick up that ball.
Clemens had it taken away by the defender, Philip Carman. So we approach the 24-minute mark here in the first half. From Thompson Field, facility that opened in 2003. And last year saw a win against #1 North Carolina in double overtime, 1-0 by this Hokie team.
They're capable. Anytime you're playing an ACC opponent, anything can happen. The rivalries are that intense.
NC State won that play-in game against Virginia Tech last season, but went on to lose in the quarterfinals to North Carolina 4-0. Wolfpack does have an ACC championship to its credit, coming back in 1990 with a 2-1 win over Virginia, and 4 times they participated in that ACC championship game. The goal tonight, get that first conference win. That's a goal for both of these teams, and stolen by the Hokies. Lauretano sent it back. Here's a chance. And kept out by the defense of the Wolfpack. So a corner upcoming for Virginia Tech.
It's a great effort by Lauretano that time as we see him running out of the midfield. The ball's played in by Clements, driven across by Lauretano. Two players can't quite get there, and that's really good defending at the last minute by NC State. That was Ryan Metz, I believe, that cleared that ball over the end line.
Virginia Tech gains control. Long cross, and Ott goes up and grabs it.
It was a difficult chance. That's what Prater can do. He can get down the flanks, get those left-footed crosses in. Fabian Ott handles that very, very well.
Chad Prater wears number 9 for Virginia Tech.
Junior captains played an active role in the game thus far, getting forward, creating good chances for attack with good service into the forwards and crosses. So we see a player down. This may be Sabari Kali, who's playing up front for the Wolfpack. Not quite sure what happened in this situation.
So that is Kali down to one knee. He was the starting substitute for Nazmi Al-Badawi.
Looks like they may have to replace him, and I see on the sideline Michael Osei is prepared to come in. I'm not sure whether he's intending to come in for Kali or not. Looks like he's going to be okay, but they have Osei prepared to come in as we take a break.
So Osei, who will wear number 5 for NC State, appears to be ready to join the fray. There is Kali trying to shake off the cobwebs there. Number 20 in red and white from Liberia, a sophomore. 4 goals on the season and 9 points for Kali, who got the start tonight. For his
very, very productive coming off the bench thus far for Kelly Finley.
Kali has a nose for the net as well. He's got 17 shots, but there you see the substitution. Osei will come in for Kali.
And you see Kelly Finley there with his assistant David Costa. He's brought David Costa and Stephen Cox, both assisted him at Butler, where they had tremendous success. And Kelly Finley talked about the things he's able to do. He really likes the support he's getting from the administration at NC State. And Debbie Yao is the athletic director there. She was the athletic director at the University of Maryland. Where do we talk about Maryland? She's seen a pretty good program and had a pretty good coach in Sasha Surowski up there in College Park. She's hoping that Kelly Finley will recreate that kind of environment down in Raleigh.
Finley taking his Butler team to the NCAA tournaments in both 2009 and 2010. Entered the 2010 tournament, number 5 in the nation and unbeaten. Here comes Tech. Momentum stopped, and NC State takes over. It's well done by Stuyton. Interesting that Kelly Finley was also an assistant at Charlotte from 2001 to 2005. Charlotte, the team that North Carolina defeated in the championship last year to win that NCAA title for the Tar Heels.
Well, they gave the Tar Heels all they could handle. Very questionable penalty that was not called. They're still thinking about that in Charlotte. Otherwise, they might have some hardware in their trophy case.
1-0 was the final in the championship match. North Carolina winning the national title for the Atlantic Coast Conference. Lauretano played it forward. Back to the Wolfpack quickly. DePrima sent it up. Taken back by DeBose. They'll try to work it back. Here's DeBose to crank it up for the Hokies. Close to the 20-minute mark here, and no score in the first half from Thompson Field. Tom Werme, along with longtime collegiate coach Richard Broad, most notably at George Mason for 9 seasons. Virginia Tech will get the throw in here.
Soccer fans, it's time to find the most spirited
Prater to put it in play.
We are looking for the craziest, most spirited Hokie fan who is in. So let's hear you.
Hustling back is a Togi. is clear, went out of bounds, so a throw in for Virginia Tech.
Nice play by Jackson Otogi. Interesting story. He's a local boy in Raleigh, just came as a walk-on. And Kelly Finley just says he's so coachable. He just does all the right things. He works hard every day, and great lesson. You don't have to be a high-profile recruit to make it in a quality program like NC State.
Moss Jackson Otogi wearing number 18 for the Wolfpack. That'll stay with Virginia Tech. Quick throw in. Wolfpack 7-6 on the season. They have dropped all 4 of their conference matches so far this year. That includes a loss last Friday against Duke, 1-0.
One of the tactics you're seeing here by Virginia Tech is they like to push those outside backs forward. Stewart, very mobile guy down the right side, and Prater very good with that left foot. They'll get in the attack frequently, try to get in crosses to the opposite side.
Loretano on the run. Tried the cross, deflected out off of Jackson Otogi.
Moss Jackson Otogi, very, very mobile for a big guy, denying that a chance by Loretano. Quick short corner played in by the Hokies.
Sent across. Out of bounds and a corner to come for Virginia Tech. Correction, it'll go back to the Wolfpack. Virginia Tech plays it into NC State territory, quickly right back to the Wolfpack. They will reset. I think that hit Loretano's hand maybe on the contact there.
A little bit of a careless pass by Ingram. Got to be careful with that ball in your own back third. This is a really tight to the vest game, not a real lot of open-ended action. So one careless play can result in attacking third repossession, give your opponent an easy goal.
Battle in the corner there, DuBose for Virginia Tech, and that'll go back to the keeper, and Hokies take over control.
Good experience in that back line for Virginia Tech. Not only are they experienced individually, but Drew Ranahan and Devontae DuBose played together in high school out in California. And Ranahan, big, strong, good in the air. DuBose a little bit more agile and active. DuBose is a terrific athlete. His father played football at Nebraska, and he's just very quick. And Mike Brizendine thinks he's the best athlete in the entire Atlantic Coast Conference soccer.
Kai Marshall coming in for Daniel Loretano. That's the substitution for the Hokies here in the first half. What a Saturday ahead for ACC football fans. Watch ACC Kickoff live tomorrow morning starting at 11 a.m. 1 hour of the teams you care most about. ACC Kickoff live every Saturday at 11, only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. And the campus here in Blacksburg already buzzing for tomorrow's game. On the football field right across the way, Lane Stadium against the Duke Blue Devils, a surprising 5-1 this season, going up against Virginia Tech at 3-3. Duke has never beaten Virginia Tech here in Blacksburg, 0-6. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tonight, it's all about ACC Soccer here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
This is a homecoming of sort, too, for Virginia Tech. 5 years ago, they went to the NCAA College Cup. They went to the round of 4, lost to Wake Forest. Oliver Weiss put that program together, did a really good job. He's been succeeded by his assistant, Mike Brizendine, who's been here for the last 4 years. And Mike has brought in assistants, people he's comfortable with, too. Patrick McSorley, who played at James Madison also. Jeff Kinney, who played at James Madison American, which is where Mike Brizendine played himself. It's good to know your staff and establish a comfort level. And now with Jeff Kinney on as a full-time assistant, I think Mike Brizendine feels that he can really implement the program the way he wants to here in Blacksburg.
What a run in 2007 for this Virginia Tech program. As Richard mentioned, all the way to the semifinals of the national tournament. And in fact, that season at home in 2007, they did not lose a match all year. They were 7-0-1 here at Thompson Field back in 07.
This is the atmosphere that Mike Brizendine's trying to create. Build on what Oliver Weiss did and get a good crowd here. They get a lot of people out here in Lane Stadium for that different type of football.
That's right.
There's no reason with a brilliant stadium like this and the quality of soccer in the ACC and what Mike Brizendine's trying to do, they can't attract good crowds for soccer as well.
This is a beautiful facility here in Blacksburg. Large grandstand. Very nice background for college soccer. We've got another sub for Virginia Tech. Wilkie will come in. It'll be Pompilio. He will leave. Mike Wilkie goes 5'11", 160. He's a sophomore from Harrison City, Pennsylvania. Does have an assist to his credit this season. There's the header. Caught a little bit of the post. Ott was there, but that one caught a little bit of that post.
That was Ben Strong down that right side. We talked about Prater and his left foot. Very, very accurate with it. Served that ball in, and Strong went to the near post, just wide. Be a goal kick for Fabian Ott.
Ben Strong was looking for his first goal of the season. He does have 3 assists, which is first on the team. And he had 26 shots coming in. That was second best on the team. So one of these days, Ben Strong is going to get that first tally of the season. It almost came off the header there just moments ago for Virginia Tech. Ingram had it stolen away. Wilkie trying to make an immediate impact. Kai Marshall past the defender, got the shot away and crossed it. Taken back by the pack. Play on in the box. Marshall. Run down by NC State and cleared.
Some loose touches by the NC State defenders that time. Good work by Ryan Metz. Second time he's come back to clear a ball being pushed across the box. But the central defenders, couple mistakes, didn't clear accurately. Virginia Tech's able to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, you want me to go through all of them or just that?
No score late in the first half. Chance for Virginia Tech. You'd have to say that the Hokies have had the better quality of chances here in the first half as Clemens is spinning around against 2 defenders and he gives it up. Saw that little shifty move by Osai. Grabbed a little bit of shirt there as he was trying to get an advantage.
And he's called for the foul, but what impressed me that time was how DuBose handled it. He didn't wait for a call or complaint, just kept on playing. Very, very athletic guy, very poised, good lineage with his dad having played football in Nebraska.
Marshall tried to make his move again. Osai couldn't gather it. Controlled by Virginia Tech. Hokies 5-5-2 on the season. The last win came last Friday here at Thompson Field against the New Jersey Institute of Technology. 2-1. Martinez. Been waiting to call his name all night. One of the leading scorers in the entire country and best in the conference. Taken away, Connor Agnew. But right back to Virginia Tech across the end line.
Tom made a very good point. We haven't called Alex Martinez's name very much at all, and that's one of the reasons why NC State's not had much of the game. He's the key to the attack. He's the engine. He's a midfielder. He's actually, in a sense, withdrawn forward. He'll get into the attack. They must start to find his feet if they're going to get more possession, more scoring opportunities.
Alex Martinez is an exciting player. 8 goals on the season, his best in the ACC. He also likes to feed his teammates as well with 5 assists, tied for second best in the conference. But again, he has not been in the offensive flow. You could really say that the Pack is still trying to find that offensive flow here in the first half, as Virginia Tech has carried play for the most part.
They've come out more aggressively, have Virginia Tech, putting pressure on the opposition in their own part. Good strategy by Mike Brizendine.
Here's Martinez trying to work there with Agnew. Agnew and Martinez in close quarters. Now Ingram. Martinez again gets a lot of attention from the defense from Virginia Tech.
He can hold the ball against pressure and play in small spaces, and when he starts to get touches, North Carolina State starts to get more possession and become dangerous.
Virginia Tech with it. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. There's a bit of a steal in deep. Osai. Shot was blocked and cleared.
Excellent defending by Devontae DeBose that time.
Devontae DeBose wearing number 21. Here's Martinez. Fed it in. Looking for Osai. Collected there by the keeper, Renfro.
You can see the creativity in Martinez. He looks for opportunities. Kyle Renfro up to the task, but good work by Martinez, giving NC State a little more of the game.
Renfro, the junior, with 3 shutouts to his credit this season.
Bull outside of Virginia. Most of the Hokies come from California. And tonight's winner is...
Best chance of the first half might have been Ben Strong with that header on the far post. He caught the outside edge of the post as Fabian Ott tried to cover up. Bounced off the post and stayed out of that Wolfpack net. Fed back to Renfro. One times it out of there.
Good marking by Ranahan. Again, he and DeBose played together in high school. They have excellent understanding.
Martinez. Flanked by his teammates. He goes down. And a whistle.
Great work back that time by Kai Marshall, but he didn't get around goal side. He took the man down from behind, and you applaud the effort, but it's silly to make a foul like that and give NC State a restart in a dangerous area.
So McKinday and Martinez around the ball after the infraction against the Hokies. 15 is Martinez.
Ball could come either way. If Martinez takes it, it'll be with the right foot. Can they take it, it'll be with the left. They have 2 options. Renfro tries to sort it out.
Martinez chips it in. The header over the top of the net. Renfro was well positioned.
Great shot right there with the man that can test Kyle Renfro looking at him. Alec Martinez. Renfro's been outstanding all year for the Hokies.
Renfro exuding a lot of confidence between the pipes there as the keeper for this Virginia Tech team. Has not truly been tested so far in the first half. That pass is going to roll out and go back to the Pack. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. All the way back to Renfro. Renfro rips it into midfield. Here's a chance for Virginia Tech, a little 3-on-3. Now the Wolfpack comes back and recovers nicely.
Times Clemens coming out of the midfield. He's the leading scorer. I think he could have taken a shot rather than try to push it wide. Just take your chance, test the keeper, maybe get a rebound or something.
Martinez. Little give and go with Osai. Virginia Tech will clear. Ingram will try to run it down for the Pack. NC State on the attack. Just over 4 minutes to go in the half. Bodies go flying. Virginia Tech controls it.
But that's Phil Carmen getting in attack. He's a very good one-on-one player with some explosive change of pace.
Racing on the wing. Looking for the cross. Wolfpack defense. Able to send it out. Hokies looking for a scoring chance here late in the first half. That'll be a throw-in for Virginia Tech. Michael Brizendine, third year, knows all about this program. 5 years prior to that as the top assistant here in Blacksburg for Brizendine.
Great pedigree. He played at James Madison under Tom Martin, one of the most widely respected coaches in the country.
And an assistant on that 07 team that was the first in school history to make the NCAA tournament, as Ott will come out and play that one for the Pack.
Fabian Ott controlling the box very effectively. Kelly Finley talked about him. He's a German, so in a sense the communication's been a little bit different with the American players, but he just very well. He takes a command of the game and really organizes his defense. And very experienced player, the junior goalkeeper for NC State.
Inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half from Thompson Field in Blacksburg, Virginia, the campus of Virginia Tech. Little chill in the air on a Friday night. Perfect weather for ACC Soccer here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Tom Werme, along with Richard Broad and our outstanding production crew. This is Ingram. NC State is in the white. Maroon and orange, it's Virginia Tech. 3-2-1, the home record here at Thompson Field this season for the Hokies. Agnew. And a whistle.
Again, similar foul to what we saw Marshall commit. This time it's Clemens, who didn't get goal side, took the man down from behind, and at the end of the half, this is very dangerous. A restart at the top of the box for NC State.
Martinez and DePrima around the ball. Martinez 15, DePrima number 14. Renfro the keeper. Trying to direct traffic in front of him here. Again, you've got Martinez closer to the ball and DePrima a little bit further away.
Looking for Martinez.
There's his Martinez, goes low. What a save by Renfro with the right hand as he extended to make that stop.
That was interesting. Instead of going around the wall to the outside, Martinez drives it inside the wall. DePrima's there waiting, but no question Martinez takes it on the inside of the wall. Great agile save by Kyle Renfro.
Renfro makes another save and turns aside NC State, which had not really had a good chance all half long, but in the last 2 minutes, a couple of great chances. Renfro equal to the task.
Virginia Tech let up just a little bit, letting Martinez get the ball. He's able to dictate the terms. He's probably had more touches in the last 10 minutes than he had in the first 35.
NC State on the run again. Martinez puts on the brakes. Tries to feed Ingram a little too far in front of him, and Renfro will play it for Virginia Tech. Final 20 seconds of the first half from Thompson Field. Renfro comes up to play that one.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that'll do it in the first half. So we are scoreless after the first 45 minutes from Blacksburg, Virginia, and Thompson Field. Interesting that NC State came up with a couple of good chances very, very late in the half, as Virginia Tech had really controlled the flow of play for most of that first half.
And again, the key is to involve your best players. This game, sometimes we make it as coaches more complicated. It is, you want your best player touching the ball often. And Martinez, maybe he's starting to be a little more active, but it's made a difference in the way NC State played in the last 10 minutes or so.
It's funny, after we mentioned that we hadn't talked about him a whole lot, all of a sudden he started getting involved in the offense, trying to feed his teammates, had a great low shot to the right that Renfro was just able to get the fingertips on.
Very clever player. He didn't score 11 goals at High Point last year and 8 already this year without having a lot of talent. And NC State needs to involve him. He's the hub of the wheel as we look at Kelly Finley coming off. I have a chance to speak to him in just a second.
Again, next Friday, 7 o'clock, North Carolina and Duke, live women's soccer action on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. North Carolina and Duke. Tonight, it's Virginia Tech and NC State scoreless after the first 45 minutes. As we get a chance to check in with Michael Brizendine. And Coach, thanks for your time. Give us your assessment of the first 45 minutes. You know, NC State got a couple of quick chances there at the end of the half.
Yeah, they did. We weren't very clean with the ball. I think some of our decisions we made there at the end wasn't very good. But, you know, if you look at the 40 minutes in front of that, you know, I'm pretty pleased with that. You saw that we had a number of opportunities to score, and we didn't. And hopefully that won't come back to bite us, but we're going to continue to try to keep some pressure on these guys.
Mike, you made some personnel changes in the half. Can you talk about them a little bit? And are there any tactical changes you might try to implement at halftime?
Yeah, we just try to get some fresh legs up front and get some different looks. Yeah, we just wanted to keep pressure on them, and we, you know, again, I think we have a little bit of depth in our forward three, so we want to just get some other guys some run and keep those guys that we brought off fresh. So, you know, as we continue to go through the second half, we can continue to attack them and be effective.
Coach Brizendine, thank you for your time and best of luck in the second half.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's Michael Brizendine, the head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies. We've arrived at halftime with no score. Now let's send it back to Jeff Fischel in our ACC Digital Network studio.
Thanks, Tom. You know, Atlantic Coast Conference soccer teams are really kicking around the competition. Take a look at these rankings. Let's do the men's first. In fact, ACC teams are 1 and 2. Maryland on top, North Carolina 2. The Terps and the Tar Heels meet a week from tonight. Future ACC member Notre Dame is at number 7. The women's side, the Florida State women's soccer team, keeps rolling. A 7-0 win over Clemson last week. The Noles are unanimous number 1 in the new coaches poll. Duke, Maryland, and North Carolina also in the top 10. In fact, in all, 8 ACC teams are in the top 25. Hokies fans, it's soccer tonight, but football tomorrow. Virginia Tech reeling from back-to-back losses at home against Duke. It's hard to believe one of these teams is 5-1, and it's not Virginia Tech. The Blue Devils have never won in Blacksburg, but if ever there were a year, right? Riley Skinner looks at what the Hokies can do to turn their season around and doom the Blue Devils.
Thanks, Jeff. If Virginia Tech is going to take down Duke this weekend in Blacksburg, here's what they got to do. Number 1, they got to establish a running game early on. Duke's defensive line has been struggling to stop the run. Virginia Tech needs to establish their run game. Number 2, contain wide receiver Connor Vernon. He's their number 1 playmaker on offense. If you can slow him down, it really puts Duke in a struggle to create momentum on the offensive side of the ball. And lastly, win in the special teams battle. Create a big play on either a punt return, a kick return, or a punt block. Get that Blacksburg momentum and that 12th man on your side. And if they can do those 3 things, they should be able to beat Duke this Saturday.
That's one of 4 conference games Saturday. 4 teams have a bye. At 2:30, North Carolina, Miami. Can the Canes D figure out a way to slow down Gio Bernard? A border battle at 3, Maryland at Virginia. The Terps lead the Atlantic. And at 5:30, can the Noles rebound after the crushing loss to NC State? Wolfpack fans, here's another look at that incredible comeback.
Florida State trying to keep its undefeated season alive right now. That burden resting on the defense's collective shoulders. 4th and about 3 to go now. Given a little time, got the first down at the 28-yard line. It's 4th and 10 coming up now.
Knowles by 6. State has it at the Knowles 14-yard line.
Popped at the 3. And with a little more time and under heat. Almost picked off. Incomplete. And it's 4th and goal. Wow. For the upset.
Glennon awaits the shotgun snap. Underwood in motion. Glennon takes it. He looks, guns it over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown Underwood! Touchdown Wolfpack!
This is no fluke. They outplayed Florida State in the second half.
They shut them out in the second half.
We'll break down what NC State did right and Florida State did wrong in the second half tomorrow on ACC Kickoff Live. Dorsey Levens, Riley Skinner, Kelly Nash, and I will talk about the upset of the year in the conference and look ahead to all of tomorrow's games. 11 a.m. only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. More great ACC soccer coming up next.
Where does a great night out get even better? At the new Ruby Tuesday with our steak and lobster dinner for only $14.99. We've combined sweet lobster, steakhouse sirloin, and our free garden bar. Hurry in. This perfect pairing ends soon. The new Ruby Tuesday.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app presented by Carrabba's. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The ACC mobile app, live games, videos, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Visit theacc.com/apps.
At the Jeep Summer Clearance event, you can make this summer your time. Time to find your power and lose your doubts. Time to steer clear of the ordinary and make room for the extraordinary. Just like the deals you'll find at the Jeep Summer Clearance event.
Why not try someplace different every morning? Get 2 times the points on dining in restaurants with J Sapphire Preferred.
Welcome back to Thompson Field. No score at halftime between Virginia Tech and NC State here on the ACC Digital Network. Brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. And we have a very special guest at halftime here, Ben Nason. Ben was the senior captain on the 2007 team that was the first team in school history to go to the NCAA tournament all the way to the National Semifinals, a loss to Wake Forest. But today, Ben, you guys were honored as one of the historical teams here at Virginia Tech. You had a new flag raised for the 07 team. Tell me what that run was like up to the NCAA tournament.
Sure. Obviously, that year was really incredible, special year for the program. Oliver Weiss, he came in, really turned things around. We had Michael Brizendine, who was actually an assistant then, and it was just a really special run. We had Patrick Niarco, which was probably the best player in college at the time. Just a lot of great wins, a lot of great memories.
How much of the work that led up to that, when you look back at, because from your freshman year to your senior season, how about the work that you did to build the program, you and your teammates, to get it to that level, and what has happened since then here at Virginia Tech?
Sure. Even when I came in today, I was just talking on my official visit. When I got here, we literally had maybe 6 or 7 bleachers, really small bleachers, grass field.
Not anymore, right?
Exactly. And I came out here today, and we got this press box and all of this. When I came in, we were in the Big East, so we, moved up to the ACC. We were all, nervous playing the best programs in the country, and it was really, really impressive, I guess, what we did.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful facility here at Thompson Field, a facility that opened in 2003 and in 2007 all the way to the NCAA tournament. Now, Virginia Tech has had great success in taking players from the collegiate ranks to the professional ranks as well, yourself included.
Sure. I got drafted by FC Dallas, which was good. It didn't quite work out for me, so I'm working the regular 9 to 5. But obviously Patrick Niarco, who's one of the best players in the MLS this year, and Chase Harrison as well, who was the goalkeeper not 2007 but the year before. So we definitely had some players who've had success.
Ben, again, congratulations on the 2017 that again made it all the way to the national semifinals against Wake Forest. How close were you to getting to that championship game?
Honestly, there's a clip on YouTube somewhere where Patrick Niarco got behind, he got around the goalie, looked like he was going to finish it and kind of stumbled. literally 5 minutes later, they scored on a counterattack, and it was that close.
Yes,
so.
still a wonderful memory, though,
Exactly.
in 2007 all the way to the National Semifinals for this Virginia Tech soccer program. Ben Nason, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on being honored with that new banner here at Thompson Field.
Thank you so much.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app presented by Carrabba's. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The ACC mobile app, live games, videos, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Visit theacc.com/apps.
Time now for the Ram Power Plays of the Week from around the ACC.
This will be Tapley. Tapley heads up through. Tapley on his way. Turns on the Jets. Can he get behind? Yes! He's going to score a touchdown on a kickoff return. 94 yards. The first such return for touchdown allowed by Virginia Tech in 237 games.
Hills over the middle. There's Diggs. Give him a little space. A little dance to the outside. Stephon Diggs stays in bounds. Look at him go. Stephon Diggs first and goal, Maryland.
Throw out the schemes, not the X's and O's. It's the Jimmies and Joes.
Direct snap to Ellington. Hopkins throws to Boyd. Chad Morris doesn't get much sleep. That probably came to him on a Tuesday night about 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the second down and 22. Boom. Going deep. Vernon up. Got it! Touchdown! Wow, what a catch. 37 yards.
And Coach Cutcliffe was talking to us yesterday about if the ball gets anywhere near him, Vernon's going to come down with it.
For the upset. Glennon, touchdown Wolfpack! Underwood! But Glennon, the senior, stood tall and poised and found his lane.
The ACC Digital Network, the ultimate video destination for ACC fans. Exclusive highlights, live streaming games, and original live programming, unique access to the student athletes of our time and the legendary voices of all time. Defining moments, personal stories, incredible analysis from authentic ACC sources, cutting-edge content from the leaders in the digital space. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Back in Blacksburg, Virginia, ACC Men's Soccer on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. We are at halftime here at Thompson Field, and there is no score. Tom Werme along with Richard Broad. We saw some good chances in the first half, Richard, but what we really noticed was the fact that Virginia Tech was carrying play for a good part of that first half, but then all of a sudden you had NC State wake up, and especially Alex Martinez.
Well, Alex Martinez, he's the straw that stirs the drink for NC State. He hardly had any touches first 30, 35 minutes. Then he got involved, changed the tempo, the complexion of the whole game.
Martinez is the guy who has 8 goals on the season, and he leads the conference in that category. As we get a look at some of the action from the first half here, this was that situation in the first half where there was defended well by NC State, but then Virginia Tech took a couple of chances at it, and then Renfro, so solid as the keeper there for Virginia Tech.
Very good in the air, excellent technique in punching that ball out. Comes out, punches it away again. That's outstanding goalkeeping by Kyle Renfro. Once again, Tech coming in the attack. Love the way they get the outside backs forward. They narrowly missed a great work at the far post by Ryan Metz of NC State to deny them and keeping the pressure on Virginia. Header by Strong goes just wide of the post. Didn't touch Ott, but he was there to cover it. Great save off this free kick by Martinez. By Renfro, keeps the game 0-0.
So you see the statistics there in the first half. No score. Virginia Tech with those 3 shots. NC State, those 2 chances coming very late. And 5 corners for Virginia Tech. No results there for the Hokies. And again, they really had a lot of good chances in the first half. At the very last couple of minutes, it was NC State that seemed to wake up and get into the flow of this match against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Both of these teams looking for that first conference win of the season. So just about set to start the second half, and we are joined by Kelly Finley, the head coach of the NC State Wolfpack. And, Coach, you have to be enthused about the way your team played in the final minutes of the first half with a couple of good chances there.
I was pleased. We talked at halftime about making sure we continue that, getting second balls, and really pleased with the way we finished the half.
Kelly, what made the difference in the second half? Just to me, looked very simple that you involved your best player a lot more.
Right, he created a little space for himself by going out wide. Also, we did a better job of putting pressure on them, getting that lineup a little higher. They were putting balls in behind our midfield and our forwards and making it difficult for our back four and picking up second balls. So we did a better job of dealing with second balls. I thought we just stopped passing the other team, which is always helpful. And then Alex got involved.
Coach Finley, thanks for your time and best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Little sense of humor there. Kelly mentioned decided not to keep passing to the other team. That's always a good idea. I always, as a coach, look for players who would pass to the same color shirt.
It's a good idea here in Blacksburg. Thompson Field ready to start the second half between Virginia Tech and NC State. ACC Men's Soccer on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Tom, what strikes me, and this is how even these teams are, the stats are even, the nature of their seasons are even. Coming off the halftime, I looked at Mike Brizendine come over. I thought it was Kelly Finley. The coach is starting to look alike.
So underway here in the second half. NC State, the Wolfpack in the white. Virginia Tech is in the maroon and orange. And we had a player down momentarily. NC State with the throw-in.
Daniel Laurentano, the freshman from Thomas Dale. He's a very tough, competitive guy. He'll bounce back from a little bit of physicality, handles it quite well.
Mike Wilkie came in for Laurentano during the course of the first half. Laurentano wearing number 30 for Virginia Tech. DePrima had it taken away. Back to the Hokies on the run. Play on into the corner. Cross goes off of the defender and out of bounds.
It's Cameron Owens getting involved out of his midfield position. He and David Clemens put a lot of pressure on the defense. Those two midfielders, attacking midfielders, will come forward for Mike Brizendine.
Here is Ben Strong with the corner. He'll just chip it ahead to his teammate and get it right back. Strong with the right foot, bouncing toward the net, and Ott got it. That shot skipping and bouncing toward Ott. Not a lot on it, but he was able to corral it.
But it could have been difficult because it was shielded by a Virginia Tech player running across. Good concentration by Fabian Ott. He's had a fine career at NC State, and he just gets better and better with time. Done a good job training him. Steve Cox, the goalkeeper trainer, has done a really fine job with Fabian Ott.
Agnew up ahead. And we get a whistle. Play along that far sideline.
Aggressiveness of DePrima, the St. John's transfer. Once again, you play for Dave Mazur, you know how to compete.
Austin Stewart, number 23 in your picture. The junior from Frisco, Texas.
Good athlete. He's able to come forward, was able to get out of the back quite a bit for Virginia Tech in the first half.
14 is in white is Danny DePrima. This will be Kyle Renfro to put it in play for Virginia Tech. A couple of great saves in the first half by Renfro. He denied Martinez, stretching out to his right. Taken away by NC State and cleared. Prater plays it back to the keeper. We do have a player down for the Hokies. 11 is David Clemens.
Didn't see exactly what happened. He's holding his back. I think he collided with McKinday as McKinday was trying to clear that ball out. David Clemens, leading scorer for Tech, coming out of the midfield with 5 goals this season. He gets in the attack, and obviously is concerned for Mike Brizendine. Does not want to lose this man. He's played almost all the minutes for Tech. David Fiorello leads the team in minutes, but Clemens rarely comes off either.
Connor Pompilio attending to his teammate. Pompilio 22, and Clemens trying to shake it off. See him kind of rubbing the small of his back there. Number 11 for the Hokies. The junior from Ballston Lake, New York, back in action for Virginia Tech. No score here in the second half. Virginia Tech 0-3-1 in conference play as Renfro boots it out. NC State is 0-4 in the conference. Possession back to the Hokies. Correction back to NC State. 19 is Ryan Metz. It's a great view right there of what's in front of Metz as he surveys the landscape, his teammates and defenders.
Good server of the ball with both feet.
Into the box by Metz. Up for grabs and cleared for a second. Now a chance and a save. Kyle Renfro on the quick shot. And Renfro well positioned.
Michael Ossie in very good position to take that ball. Was crossed in there, but a good job by Renfro in perfect position as we see it again. The ball coming down the flank. It's drawn back to Ossie. Ossie in a quick shot, quick release. Renfro in excellent position to smother the ball.
And no rebound from Renfro as he gathered that one up with both hands. Junior keeper from Forest, Virginia for the Hokies. They will play it back to Renfro. We approach the 40-minute mark of the second half. Strong back line from NC State.
We heard Kelly Finley talk at the end of the half about how they're putting a little bit more pressure on, and it looks like this is the approach that NC State's going to have. Let's put more pressure on them. Let's not show them too much respect, even though we're playing in their home park. Let's go out and take the game to them, and I think we'll see more of this from NC State as the half wears on.
They got a little momentum at the end of the first half when they had a couple of good scoring chances, especially Alex Martinez, who went for that low far corner, and it was Renfro who just reached out with his right hand and was able to get a piece of that one. That was deflected by NC State, so that was a great play by Ott, but now they're saying that he didn't keep it in bounds. He noticed that his teammate had deflected it, and he tried to cover up there, but just couldn't keep it in bounds.
Good effort by Ott, just unfortunate he didn't quite get to it. He's very alert. I'm very impressed with his play in the goal thus far. Again, we look at it, that ball looks like it's about to go out. Ott positioning himself so the ball doesn't go over the end line. It's the ball, not the position of the player. The ball has to be all the way over. The official decided it was.
Corner for Virginia Tech. And cleared by the Pack. Some physical play. Throw in Virginia Tech. That'll be strong. Fiorello, correction, number 7. All the way to Ott. Very easy save. Martinez gives up the throw in. Martinez, a couple of scoring opportunities late in the first half. He'll try to operate here. Double and triple teamed. Taken away. Now taken right back. Now Martinez is down still. Martinez, who faced the double team, is still down for NC State. Now he tries to hop up, but he's favoring that left leg. Carmen had it roll out of bounds, so he'll have the throw in.
Martinez is going to take some physical punishment. He gets that ball, he plays in tight spaces. He's a marked man. You don't get 8 goals to this point in the season without people knowing about you, and he's going to get a lot of attention. Has to use his teammates a little bit more and have them come look to help him. It's too one-sided, the scoring for NC State. They really don't have a lot of other options putting the ball in the back of the net.
That one goes wide and taken by Renfro. Martinez, who came into the game leading the conference in shots with 35.
That was an interesting situation there. They made the play. Martinez is walking around. All of a sudden, he gets a fountain of youth injected into him when he sees that ball in, goes to challenge for a header. He's got goal scorer's instincts.
Martinez from Rock Hill, South Carolina. No score as we play on here from Thompson Field on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Men's soccer in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Not an especially good clearance that time by Kyle Renfro, but he's had a good game, had a good season. Out of Lynchburg, Virginia, not a real rich soccer area. They have some soccer there, had good teams at Lynchburg. Chris Yeager building a Division III powerhouse, but it's not a real rich youth area, but he's come and he's worked hard, and even though he hasn't all the exposure, he's having a very good college career. You don't have to be from one of the prime hot spots to become a very effective player.
Cleared out by Virginia Tech. Fiorello up ahead, Laurentino, he tumbles down as he got tangled up. Ingram's there assisting his teammate. That is Connor Agnew. Usually when you see a guy do that, he might have a little bit of a cramp going on there.
Look, this Agnew working really hard. Oh boy, I think that might have gone the other way. The Tech crowd didn't like it, and I think with just cause. Laurentino had position, Agnew imposed his body. Looks like he threw a bit of an elbow there. He got the benefit of the call in that situation. Connor Agnew is really growing in the position. Freshman who came to school early, he's playing alongside Moritz Steaton, who gives him that experience to work with. Good balance. The veteran player giving a little maturity, perspective, working well with the freshman in the midfield.
Kinde sent it all the way in. This is Carmen, 27.
Too careless. That's one of those things that Kelly Finley talked about. Got to start kicking the ball to our own teammates. And Phil Carmen just sent that long ball to nowhere. NC State has their moments, but again, I feel it goes off Martinez. He's the most technically proficient player. When he has a lot of touches, the attack seems to gel.
Throw in for Metz. You get a look at Martinez. He was favoring his leg a little bit ago, but he appears to be back into the flow of the offense.
He seems to feel a lot better when the goal comes in sight.
Which is a lot for him this season with his 8 goals to lead the ACC. Virginia Tech, Clemens. Laurentano with the cross, and nobody's there.
David Clemens initiating it out of the midfield. That's what he does best. Gets the ball and runs with it. He covers a lot of ground. This is really well done by Clemens, and one of the things he provides, when he can get forward, it changes the game for the Hokies.
DePrima. Strong. Couldn't get by the defender, McKinday. Against the double team, it was Martinez, DePrima. NC State couldn't hook it up. Now it's sent out by Virginia Tech. McKinday. Metz. Methodical move up the field. Looked like it might have been a handball, Rich.
I think it's exactly what they called. McKinney didn't play a particularly good ball forward, got away from him, and Devontae DeBose looked a little bit surprised by that, and the ball went off his hand, creating a restart opportunity. Once again, Martinez around the ball is always dangerous. I'm looking for him to bend the ball around the outside of the wall. Last time, played around the inside, required a very good save of Kyle Renfro.
This will be Martinez as Renfro leans up against his post.
Four in the wall. They might want to have put an extra man in there, Virginia Tech.
Blocked by the Hokies. Prima. And again sent out by Virginia Tech. Feeling the pressure from NC State here. And coming out making the sliding play was Renfro, looking for some communication with his defenders. Renfro took charge and gobbled it up.
He's a take charge guy, but he's had to be a lot more active in the first 15 minutes of this half than he was in the first 30 of the first half. As Kelly Finley said, we like the way the last 10, 15 minutes went, and they're trying to keep the pressure on.
Stewart sent it up. Carmen. Stewart took it away.
Nice defending by Stewart. Very nice defending. Carmen's very dangerous when he can isolate one-on-one.
Clemens. Quick stop. Clemens goes down and we get a whistle. Being defended by 22, Moritz Stuyten.
Should not have been a card. I don't think the Virginia Tech fans wanted one, but they don't get one for that.
Fiorello trying to work the give and go. Now it comes back. This is Stewart. Sent out by NC State. All the way back to Renfro. Inside of 30 minutes to go here in the second half. No score. NC State and Virginia Tech. NC State has won the last 3 meetings in a row between the teams, including last year in the regular season, and they played in the play-in game for the ACC Championship Tournament, where NC State won that one. We get a whistle here.
Seen a couple of restarts to the top of the box the other way as we have a little bit of physical play. Now it's an opportunity for Virginia Tech to return the favor. Let's see if they can do more with their restart at the top of the box that NC State was able to do. Martinez, who's trying to make a point here to the officials. Very, very engaging guy. Really gets emotionally involved in the game. He's got a lot of dynamism and flair. Impressive player.
The stands are rocking here at Virginia Tech at Thompson Field. Crowd sensing a potential opportunity for the Hokies. Strong is on the ball, lining it up for Virginia Tech.
Takes a lot of the restarts, Ben Strong. It looks like Fiorello's in there as well.
Fiorello wears number 7. It'll be Strong. And that is too high.
Too strong. You need to put it on the frame and give your teammates a chance. Again, Virginia Tech's been back on their heels a little bit. They get that restart. You want to put the ball on the goal. Ott's not had to touch it very much. Test him. Make him at least make a save.
Good luck.
Last year's regular season matchup between these teams went to overtime, where it was NC State winning it 2-1. That October 14th of last season.
And NC State with a substitution. Robert Beatty coming on up top. Again, they're a little bit thin up top now without Nazmi Al-Badawi, who's been injured a good portion of the season. They were using Joseph Osai, now Michael Osai, now they make a change. Bring on Beatty, who's seen very little time this year.
This is Carmen. Trying to come out of the corner. Stewart knocked it away. It'll be a throw-in for the Pack.
Great duel down this flank here with Stewart having to defend against Philip Carmen, who's a very dangerous one-on-one player. Stewart, a good athlete, and they're trying to make that matchup for Virginia Tech. That's maybe why they've shifted the outside backs. They want Stewart to go as much as possible defending the dangerous Phil Carmen.
Metz on the throw-in. Got it right back. Sent it across. Kept alive. Stuyton. He goes down. Gets right back up. Ingram. Ingram recovering for the Pack. Could be a chance here. And just wide. So just like that, the Wolfpack with an opportunity to get the first tally of the game.
Once again, look at the quick release by Martinez. Looked like it was much closer than
Didn't
I
it,
thought. Really, Renfro, good positioning. It's become quite a duel between Martinez, the goal scorer, and Kyle Renfro, one of the best goalkeepers in the ACC.
It's a very funny angle as it just went outside of that post. There's another chance for the Pack. And that one swept away by Fiorello for Virginia Tech.
We heard Kelly Finley talking at halftime about Martinez drifting wide. Finley gives him a lot of latitude to go wherever he wants, and he looks for these positions, looks to find spots. Very, very insightful, creative player.
Taken away. NC State tried the surprise attack there, and Virginia Tech not fooled as Metz sends it deep. Laurentano came back defensively. Now Virginia Tech on the run. Taken right back by NC State. Carmen. Trying to work in space. And a score for NC State. Now hold on, Richard.
No goal. It's
There
an
is no goal.
offsides. Danny DePrima just offsides. That's a magic by Martinez. Drifts out wide, gets open, beats the man, lays it across. DePrima is just offsides. Oh, so close. Look at this creativity by Martinez. DePrima's there, but offsides is the call.
DePrima couldn't believe it. So we thought we had our first goal of the match. For DePrima, would have been his second goal of the year, but just a little bit offside behind the defenders.
Before that took place, Martinez drifted out wide, away from the play, made himself available, was in a position to take the defender on, create the opportunity for Danny DePrima. Alex Martinez, very, very smart player. Kelly Finley giving instructions to Danny DePrima probably about positioning, but Martinez just makes so many things happen, and NC State's starting to realize how important it is to find him.
Martinez created that play so quickly. Have to imagine Virginia Tech is thinking they really need to pack it in defensively as they try to make a move offensively here. Hokies outnumbered and taken back by the Wolfpack. Martinez on the race. Goes beyond the end line.
Well, he's getting his share of action now, and the more he touches the ball, the more dangerous they are. The momentum has just shifted from Virginia Tech, who had it in the first 30 minutes. Last 30 minutes or so, it's been all NC State, almost one-way traffic toward the Hokie goal.
Renfro to put it in play. Ott has not seen a lot of action recently. Here's a chance for Virginia Tech, but we get a whistle.
Daniel Warrentano was hoping that he might get a play on, but they called a foul, and here's a restart opportunity for Tech. Remember the last time they had one, Ben Strong knocked it over the bar. He gets a chance again. He needs to create a scoring opportunity. Give your teammates a chance to make a play.
Ben Strong, the sophomore from Mendham, New Jersey. Has not scored this season. Came into the match with 26 shots, though. And he will put it in play for Virginia Tech.
Very active player, very good technically.
Strong, the shot. And Ott came out and punched it out of there. We saw Renfro do that in the first half, and now Ott came up with the big save on the shot from Strong.
It was a good punch. I think he could have held that ball and not taken any risk. That one looked like a ball that Ott could have handled and held.
Fiorello played it forward. McKinday was back there to intercept the pass for NC State. That one blocked and out of bounds.
NC State's defense has been good, but they haven't been clean on a lot of their clearances. You can't allow balls to sit around the box. I used to tell our players every time that ball bounces in the box, an invitation to score. Don't give them any invitations. If they give us one, accept it and knock the ball in the net.
Fiorello with the throw in. Headed toward the cage, taken by Ott. Well positioned.
That's why you need to clear the ball better, because you give restarts, give an opportunity for players to come forward, like Ranahan, who's the tallest player in the team, able to get his head on that ball, didn't get quite enough beyond it to test Ott any more than he did.
Drew Ranahan, number 3 for Virginia Tech, going 6'4" and 209.
Once again, he's played with Devontae DeBose at the high school level, and that understanding is so important in the defensive end. Understanding not just between those two center backs, but with Renfro. That center of the defense for Virginia Tech is one of their strengths.
Ott will play it for the Wolfpack. McKinday from Randallstown, Maryland.
He played high school soccer in one of the best programs in the country, McDonough's school. Steve Nichols has just had a brilliant coaching record there, both with the Baltimore Bay's club team and with McDonough. So McKinday has got a great pedigree, great background preparing him for the ACC level he plays in now.
Banga McKinday, number 3 for NC State in the white. Virginia Tech is in the maroon and orange. This is Ott. Kept alive by the pack. Little 2-on-2 break. Now the defense catches up for Virginia Tech. Physical play and a whistle. Ingram was over there. Laurentano was there for Virginia Tech, number 30.
Daniel Laurentano, very aggressive player, but sometimes doesn't make real good decisions at time. Unnecessary foul. Good play by Ingram, who's been very steady, very consistent at outside back for the Wolfpack.
Nice commentating.
McKinday for the pack. Metz right back to McKinday. And Renfro steps up after the header.
Not very good marking that time by the defense. Didn't take advantage of it, made it save much too easy for Renfro.
Here's the cross. Ott saw it all the way. It's going to roll out of bounds for the Wolfpack.
Well, he saw it all the way, but I'd like to see him come get that ball. That was not good goalkeeping. He needs to leave that line. He needs to get the ball.
Even though there are not a lot of Hokies in the vicinity, he still has a chance to grab that one and control it for the Wolfpack.
You can't let that driven ball go across the 6-yard box as I just did, or you'll pay for it sooner or later.
So the best chance of the half, NC State did put it in the net, but they were offside as Martinez made the pass. Here's a shot over the crossbar. Chance for Virginia Tech. That goes over the crossbar. David Clemens, number 11.
Looking at it again, coming forward. I think this may be Prater coming out of the back, hitting with his right foot. Could have been Clemens. I didn't catch the player, but that's a real good chance. We need to see more of that, Virginia Tech, coming out of the midfield. Take chances, get them on goal, make Fabian Ott commit to the ball.
Inside of 20 minutes to go in the half, there is no score. A couple of good chances for each team. Just a moment ago, Virginia Tech sailing it over the crossbar and the outstretched arm of Fabian Ott, the keeper for NC State. Kyle Renfro is in the crease and the keeper for Virginia Tech. Trying to win on its home field, Thompson Field here in Blacksburg. Kinde ran it down for the Pack. A couple of players hit the turf and a whistle.
McKindy feels that his shirt was tugged, and that was the retaliation, but so often the officials only see the second one, and now we've got a restart for Virginia Tech. Once again, here's McKindy, and they're battling, and I don't know, I tend to agree with the official that time. I didn't see his shirt tug, and it looked like Pompilio did a good job of drawing that foul.
This will be Ben Strong. The bleachers rock here at Thompson Field, looking for that first goal of the game. Toward the net, and Ott had the eyes on it the whole way.
Now, Strong might have crossed that ball, but that's good. He makes Ott handle the ball a couple times. Ott's punch rather than catching it. Caught that one. That's good goalkeeping by Fabian Ott.
Pompilio intercepted. Metz. De Prima. Whistle behind the play. An NC State player down for a moment.
Again, we're looking at that last shot. Strong driving in, and Ott handles the ball very well. He gets that old elbow up. Nobody's coming in here.
Good physical play in the box. Nice and clean.
Corner coming up here for the Wolfpack. McKendy with that left foot. He's going to swing that ball in and test Renfro. Again, Virginia Tech very big in the back, but as time wears on, these restarts, these corners become more and more dangerous as the defenses become fatigued.
Banga McKinday. He will run it down, try to send it right back in. Unsuccessfully. Carmen has to go up for the header. Taken by Virginia Tech. The trailer is Stewart. Sent it across. Looking for the right-footed shot. It was blocked. Second opportunity is way over the net.
A really good long diagonal ball by Stewart, frees Lauritano. An excellent defending by the Wolfpack. Good collective team defense. That understanding in the back is so important. McKenday and Moss Jackson Atogi working very well together.
So the players on the field starting to feel the tension here. A potential opportunity for Virginia Tech.
Great team defending, denying an opportunity for Tech.
A huge match for both of these teams, both looking for their first conference wins. Each coach putting a lot of importance on tonight's match to try to turn the corner and get that first win. It can do wonders for a club to get that first conference victory. One of these teams might get it tonight.
Figured we'd have a tight to the vest game, and well, we have these two teams very evenly matched.
Marshall played it. Virginia Tech in the maroon and orange. NC State in the white and red. Taken by the Pack. Martinez. Stutter step move. Looking for the cross. In behind. DePrima with the header.
Not much Kyle Renfro could do about this. This is great work by Martinez. Gets out wide, but what he does so well is get the ball off quickly. The crowd is, NC State crowd mobbing DePrima. He's there at the far post. You remember earlier in the game he had an opportunity, put one away, he was called offsides. He delays properly, arrives as the ball arrives, puts the Wolfpack on top, 13 minutes to go.
Danny DePrima with his second goal of the season for the junior from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, as he slipped to that far post and headed it right in the back of the net, beating Kyle Renfro. But what a cross by Martinez, who gets the assist for Alex Martinez, his 6th assist of the season, and now 22 points for Martinez.
And it's all created by Martinez driving the ball in. Excellent header by DePrima, knocks that ball down, and he learned from getting offsides the first time. That's good work by DePrima. Don't make the same mistake twice. Timing much better. He gets the goal, and now Virginia Tech's got to see if they can answer.
Spectacular goal by the NC State Wolfpack. Martinez and DePrima combining for the first goal of the match with 12.5 minutes to go from Thompson Field. As pretty a goal as you will see in college soccer. So it is NC State trying to go on the road and win its 4th in a row in this series against Virginia Tech. NC State defeating Virginia Tech twice last year, once during the regular season and once in the ACC postseason tournament play-in game.
Now the pressure will be on the NC State defense. Virginia Tech will throw players forward. Can they hold up and do the job for the next 12 minutes?
Renfro comes out to field it.
And you see Steaton coming forward. He needs to get back. He's an anchor in front of that defense. Why is he coming forward now? He's been a solid defender. That's the job they need out of Maurice Steaton.
See Steaton at midfield there, kind of favoring his right knee and walking very slowly.
He needs to stay at home and defend. He's a powerful player, good in the air, strong in the tackle. They need him in front of the defense so Tech doesn't have the opportunity to run through the midfield with a player like Clemens.
DePrima intercepted. Wolfpack defense steps up. .40 to go in the match. NC State with a goal with just over 13 minutes to play in the match by Danny DePrima, 2nd of the season. Stewart with physical play. Got up and maintained possession.
Great recovery speed by Stewart to get back on that ball. Thought he might have gotten a bit of a man from behind.
Martinez. He loves to operate just about 10 to 15 yards to the edge of that goal, and we saw the cross before to DePrima, and it resulted in a goal.
Kelly Finley has such confidence in him. He lets him drift, go wherever he wants. He was playing behind the front line most of the first half. Now he's drifted wide. He's almost been like a right wing in the second half, and he's found some area that he can exploit. Once again, Mike Brizendine liked to match Martinez with his best one-on-one defenders, probably Stewart. Took advantage a couple times of his quickness to beat Prater, and that's what happened for the play that set up the winning goal. Maybe the winning goal, the goal that puts him in front.
Carmen, Steeton, Martinez.
Likes that matchup against Prater.
Ingram was beaten. Strong. Throw in NC State.
Mike Brizendine looking for answers, wondering if he's going to bring anybody in off the bench. He's starting to get a couple players warm. Important win, 8 minutes and change to go. Can Virginia Tech bring it back? Boy, it would be a great result if they can get one and maybe send it to overtime, but they're going to have their hands full. They've got a tough assignment now.
Martinez. Another cross. Osai had a potential chance on that one. Here comes Stewart with a full head of steam. Against 3 defenders, puts on the brakes. Clemens. Slips by DePrima. Fiorello. Hokies trying to work it to the net. And that Wolfpack defense, which can really back down now with that 1-goal lead, sends it right back out.
Excellent one-on-one defending by Matt Ingram, young man from Indianapolis. Kelly Finley was familiar with when he coached out at Butler. He played for David Costa on the club team, and he's done an excellent job on that right side, dealing with a dangerous Daniel Laurentano.
What a great match tonight here in Blacksburg. ACC men's soccer action on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday, Tom Werme, Richard Broad, and our outstanding ACC Soccer production crew here at Thompson Field in Blacksburg, Virginia. On a brisk Friday night, Danny DePrima has the difference maker, a header with just over 13 minutes to go here in the second half off the cross from Alex Martinez. For DePrima, his second goal of the season. And as Richard said, it could be the game winner for NC State. Trying to extend its winning streak to 4 against Virginia Tech. That was Carmen who went down, 27 in red and white.
We talked about Phil Carmen, his ability to attack at the offensive end of the field. Back on the defensive end, he's a very good 1v1 player, both offensively and defensively. Good job coming back to defend against Ben Strong. Mike Brizendine on the sidelines, looking over assistants. Pat McSorley, Jeff Kenny, hoping for answers. Boy, if you could put those two guys in the game, they were both terrific players. Pat McSorley, an All-American at James Madison, and Jeff Kenny played at James Madison and an American, had an outstanding career as well, as did Mike Brizendine.
Brizendine, who was an assistant in 2007, the one and only trip to the NCAA tournament for the Virginia Tech program. And here is the goal. It is the cross by Martinez and the header by DePrima.
Notice how quickly he gets this ball off, and DePrima right on the end of it. He just released the ball so quickly before Prater can get his foot out and knock it down.
Those are two teammates working in concert. A perfect cross by Martinez, as his attempt is partially deflected and taken easily by Kyle Renfro.
We talked about in the first half, this game is not that complicated. If you've got a good player, he can change the game. It's all about individual talent. It's a team game, but if you've got a brilliant individual, he can change the whole game, and Alex Martinez has today. He's got a lot of goals, got 8 goals, not quite as many assists, but a big assist tonight.
And if you go back to the first half, Richard, you remember that great save by Renfro on that low skidding shot by Martinez to the far post, and it was Renfro who stuck out the right hand and made the save, or else it might be 2-0 at this point.
No question who the man of the match is today. Alex Martinez is down in that right corner again. Chet Prater's going to have nightmares of dealing with Martinez in the second half.
He's looking for some reinforcements as well, as that one goes beyond the end line. That is off of Virginia Tech, so we're going to get a corner for NC State.
He's a very clever player. He's not only getting a corner, he's taking a lot of valuable time off the clock. High Point is having an outstanding season. Could you imagine how much better they'd be if they had this man still there?
Gets it back from Ingram. Strong trying to defend. Here is Ingram who tees it up. Here's Renfro.
Very solid in the net all night. Not much he could have done about that one that DePrima headed in for the goal.
Inside of 4 minutes, Virginia Tech needs an offensive push here. That back line for NC State has been tough all night, including the keeper, Fabian Ott, from Munster, Germany, the junior. All in red in the crease for NC State. It's going to be Strong now for Virginia Tech.
Ben Strong needs to provide good service this time. They haven't made the most of their restart opportunities thus far.
They jockey for position in front of the net. Here is Strong toward the goal. Never got there. Great defending from NC State as they protect that 1-goal lead. And we get a whistle. It'll stay with Virginia Tech.
Foul that time on Connor Agnew, who's had a good game. Again, playing alongside an experienced player like Steechan gives you confidence. So much confidence he gets a yellow card that time, but I think we'll take that to defend. Just about 3 minutes to go in the match. Renfro coming forward to knock this ball into the box.
So the keeper way up from his crease here. Trying to give the Hokies some sort of advantage as he floats it towards the box. It did not get there. A header on the backside. Ott has to come out, and he grabs it and covers up.
A little bit slow and tentative coming out that time, Fabian Ott, but he did get there before Dave Clemens could come forward and get on the end of it.
It was Clemens who was right there on the doorstep after the header by Fiorello.
That's what Fiorello does. He'll get in the attack. He's not a goal scorer, but they need his aggressiveness in the attack now.
Here's a steal. Metz.
Beatty, the sub, forcing a throw in his direction, gaining more value, knocking more valuable time off the clock. Good work by this young man coming on as an important sub for Kelly Finley.
Beatty, the junior from Matthews, North Carolina. Wears number 8 in white. Laurentano. So it'll be Carmen on the throw-in.
Frustration for Tech. They can't seem to get the ball. Remember earlier in the game, the problem was the other way. Look at, here's Martinez. Shows up wherever you need him.
To DePrima. And Renfro came up. DePrima tried to gather himself and swing it around for a quick shot, but Renfro was a little too quick on that one and got it there for Virginia Tech.
Very quick, very good. Denied them all but once this game.
Really exciting to watch Martinez and DePrima work together. So dangerous when they can connect for NC State. Here's Beatty. He'll just send it ahead. Carmen will race toward it with Stewart. Carmen wins the race into the corner.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute to go. Carmen will take his time in the corner as Stewart makes contact. Virginia Tech throw in. Clemens. Need to have a sense of urgency here. Long ball from Clemens. Ott will come out and field it easily.
Too much urgency. You have to play with some intelligence, not just play it forward. A good defense is going to eat those plays up. Fabian Ott doing a good job collecting the ball, and this game is just about over. Maybe one more opportunity might arise for Tech.
Carmen sends it into the corner. Martinez will race after it. You saw Renfro take a glance at the clock and then try to belt it forward. Again, with just over 13 minutes to go, DePrima, the header, off the corner from Martinez, and that will just about do it. Final seconds from Thompson Field, and NC State has come on the road to Blacksburg and scored a win. For the fourth straight time meeting with Virginia Tech, the Wolfpack comes out on top. Tonight, our final 1-0, and there is the man who scored the goal off the feet from Martinez, Danny DePrima, with his second goal of the season. It proves to be the game winner tonight.
Of course, he's going to shake hands with the referees. He's very eager to do so now. It was a real good win for the Wolfpack. Kelly Finley's side didn't have any of the ball early on, and they just stayed with it, and did the smart thing. They put the ball on Alex Martinez's feet, and good things started to happen. And one very good thing happened when he beat Prater, found DePrima for the game winner with about 78 minutes in.
A reminder that the ACC Digital Network is fully interactive. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and of course on your official YouTube channel, where you can leave comments about how much you love our live streaming games. An exclusive comment. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday on Twitter and Facebook. What a great match we had tonight, and we certainly salute all of the student athletes involved in our match from both NC State and Virginia Tech. Ultimately, the Wolfpack coming away with the 1-0 win.
Good competitive match in the ACC. What else would you expect?
For NC State, the first conference win of the year, now 1-4 for the Wolfpack, and 8-6 overall. For Virginia Tech, it drops to 5-6-2 and 0-4-1 in conference play. Kelly Finley, kind enough to join us after this victory. And Coach, that combination of Martinez to DePrima got it done for you tonight as you go on the road and get a victory. Tell me about the resilience of your team coming here to Blacksburg and winning.
Well, I think everybody knows that ACC games away are very, very difficult. I think Mike does a great job. His guys work incredibly hard for him. So really pleased. We've had some serious injuries and faced some adversity, not only in the league, but in the last couple weeks. So it was a great win. Really proud of the guys tonight. And, we've been growing up every game, and I think that showed quite a bit tonight.
It's a real good win, Kelly. I noticed that early in the half, you had a combination of Martinez into DePrima, and DePrima maybe a little bit off sides. I think you pulled DePrima over, didn't you? Maybe said something to him. Did that have any effect, or you want to give them all the credit?
Well, yeah, I would love to take credit for that, but no, I think Danny has turned himself into a great player. He had a really good summer on a PDL team. He just works so hard. He's an old school kid, and really pleased for him to get the game winner. And Alex has been great all year. He's been fit. He works incredibly hard, and I know he's going to play at the next level. Hopefully it's not next year, because we'd love to have him back. But real pleased for them, and really overall for the back four to get a shutout, and Fabian, real pleased with that.
Coach, tell me about the goal specifically. Is that a play that you work on, that you saw developing, that you thought you might have a chance against this Virginia Tech defense to pull it off, Martinez to DePrima?
I don't know if we talk those two specific guys, but in the game of soccer, it's really a simple game, and really your objective is to not overcomplicate it. So I think we've talked a lot about getting early balls in, and Alex beat his man to the line, delivered a great cross, and because we know that Alex is going to get in, Danny made the right run, and that's how we got a goal out of it.
Kelly, how does this position you now? You struggled. You finally got a big win. You needed that first ACC victory. How's this change your outlook going into the second half of really the final third of the season?
Well, we talked a lot this week about we started off 6-0. We've gone 1-6 in the middle range, getting some injuries and some shuffling in different pieces. So really our goal is to try and go 6-0. Obviously it's audacious, but you have to set big goals, and we're looking at it as a second season for us, and it's a great start for us tonight.
Coach Finley, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on the victory on the road here in Blacksburg, 1-0.
Thank you very much.
That is Kelly Finley, the head coach of the NC State Wolfpack, which improves to 8-6 on the season and 1-4 in conference play. Martinez to DePrima, that was the combination that got it done for the Wolfpack tonight against Virginia Tech. We want to thank you for watching this presentation of ACC Digital Network's Men's Soccer, presented by Ruby Tuesday. A reminder, women's soccer action comes at you next Thursday at 7 as number 10 North Carolina takes on number 6 Duke. Also, start your football Saturday with ACC Kickoff right here at 11 a.m. tomorrow. For Richard Broad, I'm Tom Werme, saying so long from Blacksburg. It's the Wolfpack over the Hokies, 1-0 on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.